that it's not all about heaven and hell, that there's a love that God has. I believe that heaven starts here and hell starts here in our life. And I think it's the time that we can choose, and we spend our life choosing and working with that thing. But I get to thinking about God's love, how great it really is. How He loved you when you didn't love Him. He loved you when you didn't even know Him. I'm of the custom of believing, and I've had people that we had a little issue with, but on this, I think there's going to be people in heaven that didn't know they were going to go. And I've had people say, what? That's not what the Bible says, bless God. And they'll get to quoting scriptures at me. I said, well, I think God's a little different. Okay, I don't think it's a trick. I don't think it's all a trick, this world that we talk about and where we're at, that He's trying to trick us and get us. I believe that He loves us so much. And there's people that, I went in a little village one time. I was been back in the mountains with the Indians for a pretty good while. And I went in a little village, and all they had was the book of John for 10 years. No other Bible. And that's all they had. And so, and when I went in there, they said they wanted to get married first. The whole village full of people hadn't had any weddings. And they said, we want to get married. And they said, okay, well, now we want to dedicate our children because we heard about that. And now we want to be baptized. And I lined them all up and down the hillside. People had never been baptized, never heard nothing about it. And baptized them in that water. And I think about all they had, that's all they had, all the knowledge they had was the book of John.
Right.
And so I think there's so many people out there. And I've dealt with a lot of old hippies, okay, that have talked about the good man upstairs. Okay, and that's the way they term the Lord.
Right.
They don't really know Him. But they said, man, I tell you something now, the good man upstairs is good to me. And it's fascinating for me to listen to the terms. And being raised in church, you hear everything all your life and you don't think about it. But when you hear them people talk about that and you think how there's a lot of them that are a lot closer to the Lord than what they think they are.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
It's hard to admit.
Yeah.
Okay? I just think at the time I think about in my life that there's so many things that I just didn't reason out. When you think about them in their life, how people would take things and I think my goal, what I want to do is be good to a few people, stay out of the way of the ones I can't be.
All right.
Somehow let a little bit of light shine somewhere at this point in my life, and transfer the information, transfer what's on your heart to people, and let them know that they can do it.
Right.
They can do it.